You've spoken about past life. Time is an illusion. Do you mean billions of forms that arise in awareness? Yeah, time is an illusion. So evolution, the idea of past, all of that is thoughts appearing now. But that's the apparent world that the human lives in. So, like if you think about a computer game, so in a computer game, or if you put on virtual reality and went into a computer game, you're only seeing the computer game in that moment when it's not, and that moment is like noughts and ones lined up in different ways. So the computer game only exists as exactly what you're seeing. It doesn't exist outside of that, and we can easily imagine that it doesn't actually exist as something hard that happened in the past or the future. But when you're playing the computer game, you're using your imagination to be able to play the computer game by remembering the past and thinking about the future. There's many animals that don't have that. So apes, they have very short long-term memory, but very strong short-term memory. So they have better short-term memory than humans, apparently, from what I remember of these documentaries. Whereas they can't remember long-term, so therefore they can't create such complex societies as we can, but yet they can swing from tree to tree and being very opportunistic when they're moving very fast, because their perception is taking in and perceiving everything that's happening and like almost photographically taking an image of it, so they can do things very quickly. Whereas we have this very strong long-term memory, because you can imagine when we came down from the trees, we needed that in order to exist. We needed to remember, oh, there's lions over there, because it was a lot more dangerous on the floor. There's lions over there, there's a boulder over there, there's rain and coldness over there, you know, there's food over there. So we needed this long-term memory. But it doesn't actually exist. It's like when you're playing a computer game, if the game is about having a long-term memory, then you have to remember further back into the game and think into the future of the game. But it doesn't actually exist, does it? The same here, it doesn't actually exist. I mean, when this moment is gone, so me saying this, it's gone forever. You could also say it like exists permanently. They kind of outweigh each other, but that's weird. But it's gone. Isn't that miraculous? And that's what humans have forgotten. So when we're teaching non-duality, we're often teaching this, you know, the past and future doesn't actually exist. But the human apparently exists in this world, and if you don't use past and future, you're as a human. So we've got this collective reality. So we, as humans, have collectively told this story of evolution, which explains our environment, and it seems to fit really well with our environment. But it doesn't actually exist. The only thing that ever exists is the moment, is what's happening. And quantum physics, you know, really points to that. Like everything is ultimate possibilities until it's looked at. It's everything and nothing until it's looked at. It's not this fixed world which we believe when we're subject-object, that I am a separate person walking around in a fixed world. So yeah, the pointing is there is no past, there is no future, but there apparently is. And the human lives in that apparent world, so most of the human's conversation will be about past and future.